Sayın bayanlar ve baylar, iyi akşamlar, hoş geldiniz.
Hoş bulduk. Nasılsınız Stefan Bey?
İyiyim, siz nasılsınız Turgut?
Teşekkür ederiz.
I warmly welcome Turgut. Turgut Bey is President of Turkish Freight Forwarders Association UTIKAD. Turgut Bey, hoş geldiniz.
Hoş bulduk Stefan Bey. It's good to have you here again. You know, as we have started these tea talks last year, we have the second edition, and I'm very delighted and honored to be here with you
Me
today.
too. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Turgut Bey, 15 Temmuz. 15 Temmuz. Let's start directly.
Yes.
How is the mood in the Turkish logistics industry since the 15th of July?
15th of July really was an unexpected day for us. From every aspect, it was a turning point in our history that we have never seen something like this before, that the Turkish forces are used against Turkish people, Turkish democracy, Turkish society, and we were really shocked. We couldn't believe what we are seeing on the televisions, and probably that was the first time ever that a coup attempt was broadcasted live. And when we were seeing all those things, we were looking like a movie on the television. But then whenever we have seen our president on television talking on Facebook that this is something against the democracy and against all the expectations, people realized and went on the streets.
It's reality.
To protect their country, to protect their democracy, and they really stood strong. And we kind of achieved to defeat this attempt. But then the problems has started. We are really going in through turbulent times. We have to reinforce our democracy. We have to reinforce our relations. We have to reinforce the integration with the world economies and politics.
Yes.
This is the period of time that we are going towards in these days.
We just had our interview with Burak Bey from Ford Otosan Trucks. I mentioned that the entire life of Turkish society is just a crisis. So we cannot talk like last year. We had some election issues here in Turkey.
Yes.
We had the same crisis mood like this year as well. So the entire life is crisis, but it's just a question how the people are dealing with the issues, because lira depreciation is used in the Turkish market since decades. So it's nothing new for the Turkish market, right?
I think the Turkish business environment is really experienced in dealing with the problems. You know, over the years we had really high inflation rates. Over the years we had all the time these ups and downs in our democracy. There used to be sort of expectation in people's mind that Turkey would have every 10 years a coup in the country. But since 1980, we didn't have any.
It was stable.
And it was stable, and that was really give the experience to the Turkish people the strength to deal with the difficulties, and not only in our country but in our region.
Turgut, what are the most important issues Turkish freight forwarders are now tackling since 15 Temmuz? What is on the priority, top 3 priorities of the agenda?
First of all, we have to regain the trust into the country because we felt that foreigners had some sort of question mark in their minds that where does Turkey going? All right? But we have very simple message to this question. During and after this coup attempt, we didn't have any interruption in flow of goods. Our ports were functioning, our roads were open. We had only 1.5 day closure at the Istanbul Atatürk airport, but then again it is declared as safe and accessible. All our customs points were functioning, and all the movements of the goods were going in a proper way. All right? This has to be understood by the people all around the world that Turkey is up and running. This is the most important issue. I think we have achieved this, and we see even during this exhibition that the interest is live and people are joining, so this is very important. Apart from this, if we didn't have this coup attempt, then we wouldn't be struggling with these problems. But our region is kind of going through a crisis.
Yes.
We have issues on security and safety in the region. Look at Syria, look at Iraq. We have tremendous negative activities, struggles in the region. That is obviously affecting us. We see lots of refugees coming into Turkey. Lots of refugees are trying to go from Turkey to Europe. And this is kind of bringing sort of protectionism in European Union. They would like to close the borders. They would like to increase the checks at the borders. And this is interrupting the flow
Trade
of
flow.
the goods. We have to be really very careful how we are keeping our system, keeping our borders open for a legitimate commercial trade. This is the second most important issue, that we have to provide a secure environment for people to conduct their business. Then the third segment is obviously the usual transport issues in our country, that there are a lot to do. There are lots of rooms for improvement. There are lots of areas that needs investment.
You're still facing the imbalances, trade between imports and exports.
Yes, this is one of the important things. The trade imbalance is, although it is a little bit lowered, but still there is a trade imbalance. However, the government has put really good emphasis on this, and next year, 2017, will definitely be the year that we are going to see increase in our exports. I cannot tell boom, because world trade is not increasing.
Yes.
It has slowed down. The growth is per year is like 1.4% based on WTO statistics. So this is not bringing us that environment that we can increase our trade rapidly, but we are working on this.
Even in Germany, Turgut, it's mainly driven by consumption and construction of real estate.
Right.
That is the reason why we are growing.
Same in Turkey, actually. When we had that crisis in 2008, 2009, we were able to overcome this crisis by increasing the domestic trade and investing on construction and big projects. Therefrom, we have this big, large infrastructural investments in Turkey, also in logistics. You follow very closely that, we have bridges, roads, airports, seaports, tunnels, another tunnel in the Bosphorus as well. So very lively environment, but now it's the time to increase our integration to the world economies and to increase our exports.
Export world economy, Turgut, is a great keyword. Turkey has very ambitious targets. Turkey wants to become, until magic year 2023, one of the top 10 players in the world. How ambitious is this target from your point of view?
Very ambitious target.
How realistic?
Very ambitious target. It is very realistic, but I think last year's unexpected developments brought some sort of different environment to our country that we might be delaying in this target to achieve that target. We may look years like 2030 to come to that level. It is simply because of the uncomfortable situation in our region as well as drop in international trade. But on the other side, Turkey is developing strong. Turkey is now looking for ways and means of increase the value of the products that they are producing. So today, I think per kilo, the value we are exporting is $1.4, but we are trying to bring it to $2.7 or $4 per kilo, so that we are going to high-end technologies, high-end products, so that we will be able to increase our export to the targeted level of $5 billion, and this will take us to top 10 league in the world. We will have some delay, but we will reach that for sure. I mean, we are,
Inshallah.
the business community is very much focused
confident.
and eager for that, and confident as well.
Research institutes say that Turkey needs a growth of 8% in average to reach the target in
Correct.
2023.
Right.
So if we make an outlook to the upcoming year, 2017, then we see that it's 3.5% expected or forecasted for the next couple of years. That might be the...
Historically, the growth rate of Turkey per year is in average of 5%. Okay? When the government put this target, and to reach that target, we have to reach 8% increase, is actually something that can be achieved. There are 2 years, consecutive 2 years, that we achieved growth of 8.5 and 9.4. 2 years ago, the dynamism in the economy showed that we can reach to that level. So that 2 years were really significant years that Turkey proved that is able to reach 8% and even more growth rate.
Oh, definitely.
But then again, the problems in the region and all the slowing down of the world economy caused us to fall behind this target. But I think from the growth rate percentage point of view, we are able to achieve that.
Turgut, Turkey has always been called to be a logistics hub.
Yes.
Connecting Asia and Europe. When we think to the growth expected in the upcoming years to reach that target to be one of the top 10 economies in the world, then we can say that maybe Turkey in the future also becomes a major logistics energy hub for entire Europe.
Oh yeah, that's true. We see lots of projects. I mean, I'm sure you followed the we
Pipeline
had certain
issues.
Time of crisis
Yes.
with Russia
Yes.
because of an unfortunate situation. But then again, the relations are restored and the confidence is back. And again, the energy routes are planned to go via Turkey. We have energy projects with Russia. We have energy projects with Azerbaijan. Energy projects with Iran. Strategically and geographically, Turkey is offering a very nice investment environment that energy routes can also go via Turkey. Therefore, yes, it is true that within coming years, we will see that Turkey is going to be an energy distribution hub in the region, and investments are already taking place to reach
Definitely.
that.
Maybe this is one of the reasons why the current world political spotlight is put on Turkey.
Very
Maybe
much.
it has some reasons also to the energy sector.
Very much. And we all need each other. I mean, this is the good part of the globalization and the integration of the economies. We have to understand that we need each other, and we have to find a way to live together in a peaceful environment.
Turgut, you are also a private businessman.
Yes.
But at the same time, you are president and representing the Turkish freight forwarders industry. In Germany, there is current a discussion how interesting is Turkey from an investment point of view? How attractive is still Turkey, and in which fields do you see some potentials for foreign direct investment?
Turkey is really very interesting for logistics investments, I should say. Last year, if you remember, we were talking about the liberalization of the railways in
yes.
Turkey. That is now done. And we are expecting foreign investment in this segment. There is going to be a really huge field of investment, not only between Turkey and Europe or Caucasia and Middle East, but within Turkey there is going to be lots of activity in railway transportation. Because Turkey is large, there are long distances between east and west, north and south. That is offering a very good infrastructure to invest on the railway systems. So when you are investing in railway systems, you should also think of the logistics hubs.
And the ports.
And the ports as well. These all factors are making our logistics industry very lively, very attractive for investment. And don't forget, if we are targeting to become 10th largest economy, then we are talking about kind of triple of the economy of Turkey within 15 to 20 years' time. So imagine the potential here that is available. Therefore, very important market to invest, and government is supporting investments in Turkey. Probably you have followed that now we have incentives for new investments, especially in rail and sea transportation, that these segments are getting most of the incentives as a percentage from the total.
There might be also given as, incentives in special regions. Do you see some underused potential in some provinces or regions, districts, or also in the areas of logistics? Where do you see some underused potentials?
Well, the potential in the east of Turkey is not used at all, I can say. We have a great opening in the Caucasus, China, Pakistan, and Iran. We are expecting a great opening after the turbulent times are over in Syria and Iraq.
Yes.
But we don't have enough investments in our east in terms of logistics structures, logistics hubs, if you like. Now, we all know that China is going to link to Europe via Turkey as well, with the Silk Road mid corridor. We need to have some logistics hubs to be able to accommodate that traffic in Turkey. And also Iran is coming back to the world trade arena.
Turkey as a transit hub.
Turkey is traditionally a transit country for Iran, particularly for the traffic coming from Europe. So all these factors are bringing us the necessity to invest in logistics hubs in the east of Turkey. And the good thing is that, you know, that Turkey is divided into 6 regions in terms of incentives. And sixth region is the east of Turkey, which is getting the greater support.
Yes.
But again, if you invest in rail and sea, then you are categorized at the section 6 so that you get most of the advantages, no matter wherever in Turkey you are investing. So it's a big advantage for the local and foreign companies to invest in Turkey.
Turgut, we talked already about the border region. Which role do you think will Turkey play in the reconstruction of Syria and logistics, and how can the logistics industry benefit from that development in future?
Turkey has accumulated tremendous knowledge, tremendous capital in logistics industry. When the problem in Syria is over, because of our historically good relations and with our strong ties with the people, I am sure Turkish companies will be investing in Syria.
Also for construction.
Also for construction in every field. Before we had this problem in Syria, we were already looking for ways of setting up hubs, logistics hubs in Syria, as well in Iraq. So when everything is settled in the region, hopefully, maybe tomorrow, okay, we want this as soon as possible, then Turkish investment will definitely go in Syria, and we will help reconstruct this market, reconstruct this country in terms of construction, logistics, in every field.
Turgut, let's look ahead. It's the year 2020. In which position and which role will UTIKAD be? Okay. And in which position will the Turkish industry and logistics sector be? How it will look like there?
UTIKAD is and will be the leading association in Turkey as it is today. You know that we are very much integrated with our federation, FIATA. We are bridging FIATA into the Turkish logistics industry. We are bringing all the knowledge available in there, and we will keep going it. I think our ambitious target for 2020 will be to have at least 750 members with the growing numbers in our country. And we will keep our dominant position in the market. And all the time we will be working with the philosophy to guide the market towards the right direction, right investment and knowledge.
It's also the question linked to the master plan, Turkey.
Oh yeah, I mean it's very much linked to the master plan. And not only the master plan, we have a new body in the Prime Ministry, Logistics Consultative Committee.
Yes.
So we are part of this, and there is a new one that, you know, World Trade Organization is very keen on trade facilitation. So every country has got some homework to do, and UTIKAD is taking part in the body formed in Turkey who is going to work on facilitating trade in Turkey. So UTIKAD will be available in every location, every discussion which is related to logistics. Where the industry will be, we are very much looking into increasing our investments in producing high-end products. Turkey is now even
aerospace, for example,
even looking building its own passenger aircraft,
defense
industry, IT industry. You know, we are talking already about Industry 4.0. We will see in short time the result of all these studies, and we are going to benefit the investments.
You supplied one last keyword, Turgut. Digitalization, and let's skip out Industry 4.0. No one knows what it is. Let's talk about smart industry. Everything becomes smarter. What are the top 2-3 projects also UTIKAD is involved in digitalization of logistics and supply chain in Turkey?
One thing is very important. If we are talking about smart technologies, we need smart people. We cannot have smart technologies without smart people.
Coaching, training.
Therefore, education is top priority.
Definitely.
Not
also
only
also
in
the mindset being able to change.
It has to change. And UTIKAD is taking the lead towards that change. We are going into education much stronger than ever before. We are creating the awareness, and we are conducting pilot projects in Turkey. Recently, we have launched a project with our Ministry of Customs that how we can optimize the customs procedures at the Istanbul airport. We can use digitalization
e-freight services
to improve not only e-freight, not only e-airway or e-freight, but the tracking and tracing of the cargo without even touching the cargo with the RFID systems and everything. This is one project that we have recently started, and many of this kind will follow soon, so that we will hopefully bring digitalization into our industry as well.
I cross all my fingers.
All fingers are crossed.
To your projects. Turgut, I know you're one of the businessmen here at Logitrans fairs.
Maybe.
I wish you many interesting meetings with your potential customers and also with your members of UTIKAD and your colleagues coming from abroad to visiting Logitrans. I thank you for, again, joining TN Talk this year.
Thank you very much. And you really have a point that there are lots of foreigners this year visiting Logitrans, which is a very positive sign. And
definitely,
during the 3 days, we will be interacting with each and every one of them.
Turgut, teşekkür ederim ve görüşmek üzere.
Ben teşekkür ederim.
See you next time again.
See you. Thank you.